Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, we will be discussing how I lost 40 pounds in 90 days, okay? So in March of 2022, I had finished my dirty bulk. It's the first time I ever dirty bulked. I bulked up to about 204 pounds at about 24% body fat. And I lost 40 pounds in June. I was down at 160, about 8 or 7% body fat. So 40 pounds in 3 months, 90 days. Here's how I did it. All right, step one. I found my maintenance calories. Now, for those of you who don't know, your maintenance calories are the amount of calories you need to eat to maintain your current body weight. Okay. So, if you don't know how to find your maintenance calories, what you do is you go to Google and you search TDEE calculator. Okay. You go to Google, you search that. And once you open up the calculator, you enter in the information it requests of you. Most of the information it requests of you just pertains to your activity level. So after you enter in all the information, it'll give you your approximate maintenance calories. So let's say your maintenance calories are 3,000 calories per day. That means if you eat 3,000 calories per day, you'll maintain your body weight. If you eat above 3,000 calories per day, you'll gain body weight. If you eat below 3,000 calories per day, you lose body weight. Okay. So according to my maintenance calculator, my maintenance was about 3,000 calories per day. All right. So I knew I wanted to lose about 2 pounds of fat a week. So I ate in a deficit of 1,000 calories per day. Okay. So there's 3,500 calories in a pound. So if you eat in a deficit of 500 calories daily over a week, 500 times 7 is 3,500 calories. If you eat in a 500 calorie deficit every single day, you'll lose a pound of fat a week. I wanted to lose fat a little bit faster, so I ate in a 2,000 calorie deficit, 1,000 calorie deficit daily. So I was only eating 2,000 calories a day. So that's what I did to lose weight. All right, I ate 2,000 calories every single day. I lost about 2 pounds of fat a week. Step two, intermittent fasting. So for those of you who don't know, intermittent fasting is when you only eat within an allotted window of time. There's a lot of benefits of intermittent fasting. First and foremost, it allows you to control your hunger better. So, for example, you're literally eating within a specific allotted window of time, right? And so when you do that, you're just literally eating less food, right? Because like I wake up at 5 a.m. for example. Well, 4 a.m. now, but I was waking up at 5 a.m. Wouldn't have my first meal until 12 p.m. Right? So there's a 7-hour window when I'm awake for having my first meal, right? So I'm literally eating fewer calories because I'm skipping a cup meal or two, all right? And also, intermittent fasting is very beneficial because it allows you to burn more calories when you do cardio. Because when you do cardio in a fasted state, you burn more calories. So my first meal was at 12 p.m. and my last meal was at 8 p.m. So I would fast for 16 hours. I'd go last meal 8 p.m. I'd sleep, wake up at 5, and I wouldn't have my first meal till 12 p.m. So I did 16-hour fast, 8-hour window of eating. Now you don't have to follow this exact routine, but I highly recommend 16-8. 16-8 was very sustainable. But of course, you can do whatever you want. You can do a 12-hour fast, 12-hour eating window. You can do a 20-hour fast, a 4-hour eating window, a 22-hour fast, a 2-hour eating window. You can do whatever you want to do, but just make sure you're consistent. That's all that matters. Intermittent fast, be consistent, and follow a routine. Okay. Step three, my diet. Now, my diet was extremely high protein and low carb, and the reason it was extremely high protein was because I was cutting pretty aggressively. I was doing 1,000 I was losing 1,000 calorie deficit every single day. Now, anything more than 1,000 calorie deficit for most people, depending on your body weight percentage, you can start to lose muscle. It just depends on your genetics. But the higher your body fat, the larger deficit you run, and the lower your body fat, the smaller deficit you run. Because the larger deficit you run at a lower body fat percentage, you start running into the issue of potentially losing muscle. And so what I did was to combat the possibility of losing muscle was eating high protein. So I was eating about 270 grams of protein every day, and I really didn't have any carbs. Like I wasn't eating rice, I wasn't eating sweet potato. My only carbs were really from Red Bull. I'd have 2 cans of Red Bull a day, and I would have chicken breast. I would have some variation of the following: chicken breast, ground beef, ground turkey. Ground beef, ground turkey I ate was 93.7. If I could go back in time, I would spend a little bit more money and probably do 99.1, 98.2. It's more money, but it's more lean and fewer calories. Egg whites. I highly recommend egg whites. They don't taste the best, but it's pretty universal. A carton of egg whites is about 250 calories, 50 grams of protein. So that's and they're satiating too. They don't taste good, but they're satiating. So I highly recommend egg whites. Fish. I ate various variants of fish. I had tilapia, tuna, flounder, cod, salmon. These fishes are also very beneficial because they're extremely low calorie and high protein. For example, all these fishes are pretty much universally 90 calories per 4 ounces with about 19 grams of protein. So that's really good. Beef liver, it's not only is it high in protein and low in calorie, but there's tons of micronutrients. And also Greek yogurt is a good snack, low calorie, high protein snack. Um, Also, what I did was I would encourage you all to, because I wasn't really eating vegetables during this cut, but what I would encourage you all to do is actually eat lots of vegetables with your protein because protein is extremely satiating compared to carbs. I will say sweet potatoes are a very satiating carb, but if y'all want to be more satiated, I highly encourage y'all to eat like a cup or two of veggies, about 2 cups of vegetables with every single meal. Um, so what I would recommend doing now would be something like going into a grocery store and just buying bulk vegetables like broccoli, peas, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, corn, carrots, spinach, green beans. And what I like to do is I like to sort it. So I like to get all my packets of vegetables and put it all in one big pot and boil it all together, and just throw it all in one container and just have like and just eat like 2 cups of assorted vegetables with every meal. You're gonna get all your micronutrients. It's obviously good for you, and it'll fill you up more. So I highly recommend doing that. I also consumed a lot of 0 calorie drinks. So a lot of I would have 2 cans of regular Red Bull a day, but if I could go back, I'd probably, or the next time I cut, I'll probably do a lot of 0 calorie energy drinks. But in addition to that, I'd probably have 0 calorie like water. If you go into the grocery store, you can find various 0 calorie drinks. It doesn't have to be a 0 calorie soda. It doesn't have to be a 0 calorie energy drink. It can be like a 0 calorie flavored water. Okay, so I would encourage you all to do that too. It helps satiate the hunger and curb your cravings. Step 4, I ran 3 miles fasted every day. So before I get ready for work, before I start the day, I'd run 3 miles in a fasted state. So just literally 3 miles. This was zone 2, so pretty slow. I was 200 pounds at the time. I was only running these about 9 minutes, anywhere from 9 to 10 minutes per mile. So 3 miles in the fasted state. Also, I didn't write this down, but I would walk a lot. So of course, your maintenance calories are dependent on the amount of steps you take. So the more steps you take, and the more active you are, the higher maintenance calories. So there were lots of days where I was only eating 2,000 calories, but my maintenance was higher than 3,000 calories. So a lot of days I was actually at a deficit larger than 1,000 calories because I exercised so much, because I was walking so much, and I was running my 3 miles. I never ran above 3 miles, but I did walk a lot in my free time. The downtime I had, especially on the weekends, when it was nice and sunny out. Of course, if you want to lose weight faster, I wouldn't increase your calorie intake. I would still eat at the same calories you're eating to be consistent, but just know that the more active you are, the more steps you take, the more you run, the more you lift, the higher your maintenance calories will be, which will result in you losing weight faster, assuming you're still eating at the same amount of calories you have been. All right. And step 5, for some bodybuilders, my lifting routine was as follows. I lifted 6 days a week, 2 hours every single day. My routine was as follows. So Monday through Saturday, Monday push, pull, Monday push, Tuesday pull, Wednesday legs, and I would do these heavy. Okay. So anywhere from 4 to 8 reps. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday would be push, pull, legs, high volume. So I was pretty strong when I was at this point. Um, and so I wanted to maintain all of my strength on my cut, but I actually ended up gaining strength. And I did this, and I attribute it to a lot of things, but I primarily attribute it to eating high protein and progressing very slowly. So, for example, week 1, let's say I did bench press, 225 pounds, 4x4. Following week, 225-pound bench press 4x5. Following week, 225-pound bench press 4x6. Following week, 225-pound bench press 3x8. Once I get to 3x8, I would increase the weight by 5 pounds, and I would start over at 4x4. Okay, and I would do that for every single heavy exercise. And then for the push, for high volume days, I would train at a weight. I would train with a weight that was about anywhere from 65 to 70% of my heavy days, and I would train in the 8 to 12 rep range. So let's say I did barbell curls at 65% of my heavy percentage that I would train. So let's say I would do like 80-pound barbell curl, 4x8. Following week, 80-pound barbell curl, 4x9. Following week, 80-pound barbell curl, 4x10. Following week, 80-pound barbell curl, 3x12. Once I get to 3x12, I increased my training percentage, my training weight rather, by 5 pounds. Okay, and that is a routine I followed to lose 40 pounds 90 days. This is pretty much how you lose weight. What's most important is that you eat in a deficit. And if you are a bodybuilder, make sure you're getting plenty of protein to avoid losing muscle on a cut and strength. But yeah, if you guys are interested, I offer coaching, one-on-one coaching, how to bodybuild, how to get jacked, how to become a hybrid, all that good stuff. Links in the bio. If y'all enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.